I've done a good amount of draft events for Phyrexia All Be One, and I'm now going to move on to opening my packs, and I've got 50 of them ready to open. So stick around and we'll see what good rares and mythics I get to open in these packs that I can use in decks in the next coming weeks and months. Welcome back to Game School Dad with me, Martin. We're going to have a look at these packs in a moment, but first of all I want to show you in my collection what I have so far. So we're looking at just Phyrexia cards, what I've collected and not collected. In fact, let's just look at commons and uncommons to start with. So most of the commons and uncommons I have 4 copies of, or as many copies as I'm ever really going to need. I don't necessarily need to have more than 2 copies of Veil of Assimilation. So let's have a look at the other ones I've got. There's some I've missed so far. Plated Onslaught, Atmosphere Surgeon. I'm not too worried about the ones that I don't have here, because I'm going to get a lot in the packs. I don't need to do more draft events to get more commons and uncommons. Somehow I've missed all the draw spits. Feed the Infection I'm not that worried about. I don't think there's anything amazing in here that I want to have lots more of. Maybe Evolving Adaptive would be nice. Armored Scrap Gorge is really useful. I've already got 3 of those though. And Cephalopod Sentry would be nice to play with. And oh yeah, Slaughter Singers. So I've done about 18 different draft events on this account and on my second account combined. I have never seen a Slaughter Singer be passed to me or opened in a draft pack at all. So if I don't get that in the packs I'm going to open now, I can just use some of my wildcards. And luckily I'm going to get some more rare mythic wildcards by opening these packs. So I'll be able to build a good amount of my collection, start making lots of Phyrexia decks very soon. Voidwing Hybrid also would be kind of nice to try. Okay, so let's go to the rares and mythics that I haven't got yet. So the ones I would really like to get in these packs, hoping to get, Skrelv, Defector Might I think would be really good. White Sun's Twilight I'd like to try out. Phyrexian Vindicator I think would be really good. Jace is good. I've only got 1 of them so far, so maybe more Jaces would be a nice kind of milling deck I could make. We've got Archfiend of the Dross. I've got 2 of those already though, so I mean I like them, so maybe more of those. Phyrexian Arena would go really well with my mono black deck. I haven't got one of those yet. Obviously the drawing a card and losing life is offset by Shieldred, so in my deck with Shieldred I think that would be pretty useful. Vraska I think I would like to have. If I can, Zolfim would be good as well. All will be 1. I would like to try out and play around with. Zapandrel I think would be really good, and I haven't got a Rex yet somehow. So if I get a Rex, I'm going to be really happy about that, because that's going to go straight into a couple of decks that I've got. And what else would I like to try out? All these Planeswalkers I would like to try. I don't know if I can make the best use of them. I don't necessarily use Planeswalkers that much. And Atraxa. If I can get an Atraxa, that would be really cool. I'd be able to build all kinds of decks with Atraxa in as well. So any other ones? Oh yeah, Forge and Frontier I quite like. I got that in a draft on my other account, but not on this account yet, so I don't have that here. But any of those, to be honest, I would be happy to try out and add to my collection. So let's go to the packs, and we're going to open 50 Phyrexia packs, and we'll see what rares and mythics I get out of this. And these are the cards I'm going to be playing around with. I'm going to be building different decks out of. I don't put money into this account, apart from the $15 for the Mastery Pass for the Phyrexia when it came out, the pre-release, the pre-order bundle. So apart from that, this account is pretty much free to play. I've spent about $50 over 2 years on this account. I don't want to keep buying packs. I'm going to see what I get from here, and this is what I'm going to make use of. So, pack number 1. Tainted Observer, cool. Kuthal, okay. Proliferation. Okay, Plague Nurse is cool. I can't remember if I already had lots of them. I'm going to look at my Vault progress as well. It was on 103% before I opened that one. So, we'll see how high the Vault progress goes from 50 packs as well. And my wildcards. Look at the wildcards I've got. We'll see how much that goes up with this. So I've got draw spits finally. Okay, I have 1 of every common. Tablet of Completion. Oil counters can draw cards if we have lots of oil counters. So proliferating. Okay, colorless. It could fit into lots of things. Number 3. Slaughter Singer. Wait, it doesn't say it's my first one. Did I just get one in the previous pack? I missed that already. Okay. Kemba. So cat creatures, equipped creatures. Okay, we could definitely do something with that. So I've got 2 Slaughter Singers already now. Okay, so I'm going to have a good white and green toxic deck, I imagine. Another Kemba. Okay, I don't really want any more than 2, I guess, but let's see what we get. Predation Steward. Okay, lots of... That's quite nice. Pretty standard things. My wildcards are just going up. Next one. Kaya. Okay, I'm going to have to find a good way to put Kaya to use. Definitely really good in a white and black deck. Okay. Oh, and there's a rare wild card. Blue Sun's Twilight. Gain control of a creature. Possibly make a token copy of it. Okay, I'm sure I can make use of that. Argentum Masticore. So I've heard good things about this. I haven't tried it out before. But yeah. First strike, protection from multicolored. You can sacrifice it, or you can discard, well, you have to sacrifice it, or you could choose to discard a card. If you do discard a card, you can destroy a non-land permanent opponent controls mana value less than or equal to the mana value of a discarded card. So, yeah, you kind of want to keep drawing cards, because otherwise you're going to have to sacrifice it. If you can keep drawing cards fast enough, then you'll have more cards to discard. Okay, yeah, do something with that. Okay, next one. Zenith Chronicler. It's okay, good against multicolored. Maybe in an artifact deck. Possibly. Easy to kill though, so it's not great. Oh, the battle chair. Good. I'm happy to have that. Brat's Unstoppable Juggernaut. I've used this in a couple of drafts, and I haven't found it to be that great. Turning all your creatures into 5/3s is okay, but they have to all then attack, which means they can't block. So depending on where you are, what stage you're at in the game, and if you have enough life to spare, if you don't block, it can be good, but it could also leave you with no defense. So yeah, maybe it's good in other formats. I'm not sure. Maybe it's good to get out early. Okay, next pack. Monument to Perfection. Okay, so from a 9/9 Phyrexian construct artifact creature. Indestructible and toxic 9 if there are 9 or more lands of different names among the basic sphere and locus lands you control. So I'll see which lands I've got and see if I can make that deck, which does that thing. We'll see if I've got that. Okay, 10 packs down, and I haven't got any of the cards I really wanted to try yet. Fire looks pretty good. We've got Slaughter Singers, which is good. Happy about that. A mythic wild card, so free anything we like. Okay, number 12. All will be one. Okay. Whenever we put one or more counters on a permanent or player, we'll deal that much damage to target opponent creature or a planeswalker they control. So, if we can put counters on everything, and I like this in a kind of maybe red and green deck where you have something like Defiler of Vigor or Averbrook Caretaker that can put counters on lots of things, and you could do lots of damage to things with that. So that's, yeah, try that. Quite happy about that one. Okay, next we have Skrell's Hive. Cool. Okay, so this would go in a good... This would go really well in a white life gain kind of deck, possibly with toxic. Well, it's got corrupted, which is good. I don't think you need to kill him with toxic damage because you can lose a life, create the creature. If you have something where you gain life when something enters, then you're going to gain 2 life. No, you're going to gain 1 life, and then you're going to kind of offset the life loss, so that doesn't matter. And then you can attack with it. You might have... Is it Norn's Wellspring? That was when your creature dies, you put a counter on it. And then once you've got corrupted, all your creatures with toxic have lifelink, so a toxic lifelink deck. I think that would go really well in. Possibly with Elish Norn as well, because you get all those enter the battlefield triggers. Okay, Overcur, Enigma Goliath. I've already got this on the account. quite like it. It's kind of... It seems like it'd be really good with lots of non-creature spells, but you need to get up to 7 mana to cast it, unless you can cheat it out somehow. And then you just make lots and lots of 1/1s. I'm sure there's a good deck that could work in. But I haven't seen all the cards and worked it all out yet, so we'll have to see what I've got. Evolved Spinoderm. It's not saying it's new as the first one, but I'm sure that's the first one of those I've got. So yeah, oil counters, trample, and I can have hexproof. Not bad for 4 mana, it's a 5/5. I've got a green deck I want to try that could fit in with a brawl deck. Paladin of Predation. That's good. Another land. Okay, so that whole land deck might work. Possibly. We'll see. We've still got 34 to go. Let's hope for a Rex or a White Sun's Twilight. This is another Slaughter Singer. I think I've got must have 4 of them by now. Another Blue Sun's Twilight. Okay. Next. Another Mythic Wildcard and another Urabrusk's Forge. I've already got, I think, 2 of these. So create an X1 red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste, where X is the number of oil counters on the forge. So if we can add lots of oil counters onto the forge, we can make a whole army of horror creatures with trample that just keep attacking. Quite like that one. Maybe I'll make a good red oil deck. Okay, and next we have Black Sun's Twilight. Good removal spell. -X. -X gets around all the Dominus cards having indestructible or being able to get indestructible. And yeah, 5 or more. If X is 5 or more, return a creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. So anything with mana value 5, get a lot of value out of. It could be smaller things. Could be an Atraxa, you never know. Okay, Skrelv. Okay, I've got the Hive and I have Skrelv. So that's going to go really well in a Toxic and Life Gain deck that I'm going to definitely put together out of those. Okay, next we have another Skrelv. Okay, I'm definitely making that deck. It's legendary, but we'll want more than one of those in the deck to make sure it works. See how we're doing for wildcards and Vault Progress. It's going up pretty steadily. That's nice. Encroaching Mycosynth. Non-land permanents are artifacts in addition to other types. Same is true for permanent spells you control. So, yeah, blue-white artifacts. Maybe just blue artifacts. Lots of decks I can make out of these. Dragon Wing Glider. This has definitely won me some games in draft. I don't know if a 4/4 haste flying for 5 mana is amazing or not. Really constructed, but done well in draft, so I can try it out in different ways. Filigree Silex. Okay, this is the one that can do 10 damage to a target if we get 10 oil counters on it. You have to sacrifice it, so you only get that once. But 10 damage is probably enough to finish people off at some point if you're that far into the game, as long as your opponent hasn't managed to completely block up the board or gain lots of life. By the point of you having 10 oil counters on the Filigree Silex, 10 damage might be enough to finish them off, so use that one. Evolved Spinoderms, there's another one of those. Okay. Vron Executioner Thane. Whenever one or more creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Only once each turn. There are definitely some things I can do with copying that, although it's legendary. There are some things we could do to make that trigger happen more often. Rare wild card. Okay, only 23 left. There's still lots of cards I'd like to get. Blissa, there's one. Yeah, it's not telling me it's new, but it is new, so I'll just have to check my my collection afterwards and see what what new ones I've got added that I didn't have before. So First Strike, Death Touch. I have a very good green and black deck that I'm working on. This would definitely fit right into, so I'm happy to have that. Good with fighting as well. Although A tip, if you use a fight spell with a creature with first strike, the first strike doesn't count in the fight. So if this was to fight another creature that was a 3/3, you wouldn't kill them first, they would both kill each other. Just so you know. It's something that doesn't necessarily come up, but the first strike is specifically combat damage. So a fight spell is non-combat damage. So that's always good to know. Scrap Gorger, I've definitely got 4 of those now, and I like those as well. Charge of the Mites could go in this whole white life gain deck I'm making in my head so far. Let's see what's next. White Sun's Twilight. Okay, again, white life gain toxic mites. It's definitely going to be a deck I'm making very soon. Especially as I've got Mondrak. Mondrak goes really well with that as well. Drivnod, that can go in a very good black sacrifice, draining out the opponent kind of deck. It's okay, it's got a land, we've got the white-blue land. Always good to have. Doesn't seem that exciting by itself, but it's always good to have when you're making those kind of decks. Vraska. Okay. Vraska, it's going to be fun to play with. Okay, 18 more to go. Mercurial Spelldancer. Is it that exciting? Yeah, I think I could definitely do something with it. It's not the kind of card I would usually build decks around. Red Sun's Twilight might be better in draft than in constructed. Depends how many artifacts your opponent's likely to have. They have 5 or more artifacts, you're spending 7 mana to make copies of them that you have to exile at the end of the next step. You don't even get to keep them. I guess you get a lot of damage in one go, but 7 mana, there's probably better things we could do with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing the value of that one. Conduit of Worlds. Play lands from your graveyard. So there's a Titania deck that I've got that I think this will work quite well in, where you mill lots of lands or you mill lots of cards and you want to ramp up so you can play lands from your graveyard. But obviously you can cast other spells from your graveyard too. So yeah, I think that could work pretty well. Something to try out. Another rare wild card, another Gratz. Yeah, we'll see if we can use that. If not, it's just another land, another rare for my collection that fills out of space. Another Ovika. We'll have to see how we're doing on the commons and uncommons after this. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'll see how we're doing at the end. Another Tukuthal. No proliferations. So black and blue proliferate poison, possibly. Got Cephalopod Sentry, so a white and blue artifact deck. That would work pretty well. Another wild card, so the mythic wild cards are coming in. That's nice. 11 packs left. Still lots of cards I'd really like to get. Like Rex. Okay, a third Kemba. This is my luck today. Okay, we'll try Kemba out, because we've got 3 of them, but not as exciting as getting a Rex. I would like a Rex. No, Events a Corpse, Puppet. Whenever you proliferate, so black, blue, proliferate. Toxic deck, Vraska would go in with that. Yeah, I'd like to try that one out. Okay, 9 packs left. What are we going to get? So bad. I mean, really? Sacrifice an artifact. Add some red. You've got big red things to cast, I guess. There has to be artifact or activate abilities. Have to see how that works with other cards. See what other big artifacts we've got that we might want to bring out. But you only get the mana value equal to the artifacts. You only get enough red mana equal to the artifact's mana value. So you have to have a pretty big artifact to sacrifice for it to be worth it. Maybe you get 3 or 4 mana, I guess. Then you can only use that to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. I'll have to see what artifact abilities we can activate and see what other artifact spells we might want to cast. But I'm not that excited by the Iron Goblin. We'll have to see. Drivnod again. I'm getting lots of duplicates of things, which isn't a bad thing. just not the cards I was thinking of getting. That's a Slaughter Singer. Okay, another Monumental Facade, so that whole land deck. Yeah, we'll see about that one. Conduit of Worlds again. Okay, 5 packs left. Am I going to get any of those cards I really, really wanted? Kaito. And that will go with the Vraska. Blue-black Proliferate Poison deck. Four packs left. Atraxa! There you go. Finally. Only took 46 packs to get there. Well, I got some other rares and mythics that I really would like to try as well. Obviously, the white life gain thing. All will be one. I think it's a really good card. Lots of other good cards. But Atraxa, finally I have a copy of you. And yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. It's going to be good. 3 more to go. Another Archfiend of the Dross, which I can definitely make use of. Missouri, Stalker of Spheres. Proliferating, drawing cards. Okay. Last one, last pack, come on. We're going to get a Rex. I got another Kemper. Oh my goodness, can you believe? 4 Kempers and 0 Tyrannex Rexes. Or Phyrexian Vindicators. Okay, not the best luck ever. Let's see where we are with the wild cards and the vault progress. So we've got about 31% vault progress from opening those packs, which is something towards getting some more wild cards. Obviously, I've got some rare mythic wild cards from that, which I can just craft Rex if I really want to. And I probably will craft at least one of them, maybe 2. Oh, we'll see. We'll see how many I want to craft. While I'm here, should I open these golden packs? Technically, it's a little bit more optimal if I wait longer, but it's no fun waiting. So let's open these and see what we get. Another Forge. Awaken the Woods. Definitely do some good work with that. Another Black Sun's Twilight. Another Gwenna. That'll go well in a deck that I need. Can't Stay Away. Creature mana value 3 or less from graveyard to battlefield. 2 mana and then 5 to flashback. Mana value 3 or less. Well, I probably won't get that much use out of that one. And the Seed Core. Okay, we'll see what we can do with the lands from the new set. But these are all good. I can definitely use all those. And last golden pack. What are we going to get? We're going to get another All Will Be One. Okay, I'm definitely making a deck with these. Slow bad again. I'll figure it out. Defiler. I like Defiler. I'll probably find a way to use that. I've already got, well, at least 1, maybe 2 of those. So maybe we'll try something with those. They're not too old, but I haven't seen them being used very much. So maybe they're not as good as I think they are. I don't know. It'd be nice to try them out. Tablet of Completion. Oil counters. Draw cards. Okay. We'll see about that in the artifact deck. And then another Thronebreaker of Silence. I've got at least, I think, 2 of those already. But they're pretty good. Can't be countered. Can't be a target of non-green spells. They get indestructible as well. So maybe a trample aggro type deck. Okay, well that's all my packs. I am now at this many wild cards. I didn't see exactly what it was at the beginning, but obviously skip back to the beginning of the video and have a look if you want to see how many I've added since then. And the vault progress was about 103%, I think, at the beginning. They've gone up over 31%. 31% vault progress from opening those packs. And now if I go to my collection here and look at everything again from Phyrexia, look at the commons and uncommons. Let's see, we still don't have Bladed Ambassadors. Don't know if I'm really that bothered about them. Craft them if I want to. We still have no Plated Onslaughts or Atmosphere Surgeons. What else do we have? We've got where was it? Next page. Dross Pits. We've got 2 Dross Pits, so we've got at least 1 of every common and uncommon. No, we haven't. We haven't got the oh yeah, we've got at least 1 copy of every common, but not every uncommon. So if I go to just commons, I now have at least one copy of every one of these. Some I only have 2 or 1 copy of, but I'm going to open obviously more packs from the Mastery Pass and get other card rewards as well. So we can fill that out a bit more. And I've got lots of wild cards. If I really want to craft any of them, I can. But I'm not so worried about the commons or uncommons as I am about the rares and mythics. So uncommons are missing: Bladed Ambassador, Plated Onslaught still, Atmosphere Surgeon. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. Trawler Drake, I would like to use. Got 4 of them now, which is nice. And we have the Forge. Oh, that was rare, wasn't it? We've got Reservoir. We've got good red oil aggro cards here. Got 3 evolving adaptives now at 4, which is nice. And where are we? Slaughter Singers. I now have 4 Slaughter Singers. I didn't see any in draft events. I now have 4 of them. So I'm going to make a very fun green, white, toxic aggro deck, which I think is going to probably do pretty well. Okay, let's have a look at the rares and the mythics together. Okay, so I've got Skrelv, I've got White Sun's Twilight, I have Skrelv's Hive, so they're going straight into a deck with Mondrak as well. Maybe Elesh Norn. Wanderer, does that work well for that deck? Maybe not. Oh no, it could do, possibly. If you have the Wanderer out and you exile a creature that you have, so you have an Elesh Norn or something, exile the creature, comes back at your end step, and then you do White Sun's Twilight and kill everything else. Yeah, we could use that. So still, yeah, lots of other rare cards I didn't get any of. Phyrexian Arena I'd like to get. Could have got more Obliterators. Not that I need them. Vindicators I'd like to have got. Got Vraska, got some Orbi 1. Didn't get Zolfim. Didn't get Rex. That's the one I'm actually sad about, Rex. I'm going to have to craft him. It's only a mythic. I've got 5. I could spare 1 or 2 wild cards probably. Tapandrel would be nice to have as well. I've got 3 Thruns, so I'll make good use of them. And where else? We've got a Glisser. Going to use that. Got Kaito. We'll try and use him as well. And Atraxa. Let's see what we can do with Atraxa. And then we have, it was Monument to Perfection, wasn't it? Loses all abilities, gains Indestructible, Toxic 9. If there are 9 or more lands with different names among basic sphere and locust lands you control. So if I make, would it be a colourless deck? I don't know. Maybe just a multicolored deck where we have lots of different basic lands and sphere cards and locust cards. And we'll see what we can do with that, see if that works out. So they're just on this side. Spheres. Okay, so there's 4 different spheres, so we can have that. So we need to get... Oh, we'll see. We'll have to add them up and see what we can do with that. It might not be a good deck. It might just be a very random, weird thing that possibly works, but I'm sure there's lots of other things that will work much better. But there you go. Let's have a look at my collection. From the set collection perspective, on 90% of individual cards now. But I actually almost have 4 copies of every common. So I've only got that many left to go. So we're getting pretty close on the commons. Uncommons, we almost have all of them. But we'll just let that fill out by itself naturally. And we have a good number of rares and mythics now. So was that the most efficient way or the most optimal way of opening packs? No, it wasn't. It was just fun. It would have been slightly more optimal to hold on to your packs and wait until you get other individual card rewards from the midweek magic events and from the daily wins that you do and from the mastery pass, because you've got lots of other mythics and rares and uncommons that you'll get from those individual card rewards, and it is better to wait longer with the packs. But I want to make different decks now. I don't have the patience to do the absolute most optimal thing, so we'll see what decks we can make out of the all those cards that we picked, and I'll be bringing out some videos in the near future showcasing some of those cards, seeing what we can do with them. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have opened lots of packs yet, or if you're saving up your packs for later on and trying to do the most optimal thing. Either way is a perfectly valid way of playing the game. and managing your own economy. So I'm not saying one way is better than the other, but it's interesting to know what you're doing with your packs and whether you think it's worth opening now or waiting longer. Don't forget you can like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future content, and I will see you in the next video.